I thank y'all for tuning back in to Straight to It. Look, this is a segment we call Talk to Me, and we got another special guest in the building. This the first interview.
Yeah, it's the first time here, man. Like, it's the first time in like a legit podcast setting. I'm excited to be here.
Who talking to me today? Who talking to me?
Man, I go by that's Kenny. Born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. Still here. Don't plan on leaving. And I used to be known as KLR, but now we're going by that's Kenny.
Let me ask you this before we get started. Why music?
Man, music is something that's been in my life as long as I can remember, obviously. And I just remember I always had an attachment to it. And as I got older and whatnot, I got getting into different types of music. And I grew up, growing up in Memphis. You're gonna be hearing 3 6 Mafia. When I was a kid, like Mike Jones was big, so I remember all sorts of Mike Jones. Like I still 281 330 8004.
I just saw something about Mike Jones saying that he trying to get that phone number back.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, yeah. Who did the interview? Paul Wall.
Paul Wall. Oh, damn, that'd be hey.
Yeah, so he was just talking because they were trying to. Charlemagne was asking about getting a group back together, and he was saying that he be trying, and that Mike Jones trying to get the number back.
That'd be dope, bro. I'm here for that for sure. As I've gotten older and just gotten into more, all of hip hop and everything it has to offer, or trap music, like everything, it all diverges from hip hop.
Yeah.
I've really just like become a gigantic fan of all of it. But 3 6 Mafia, Eminem, of course,
Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco, Nas, and he's part of 3 6 Mafia, but Project Pat,
Okay.
Oh, and Matt Miller, R.I.P. Matt Miller.
So what's your thoughts of hip hop today in 2020, 2025?
Oof. It's at the same time as it being the most easy to get on and easy to get noticed and make great music. We have the best technology available. Everybody's reachable. It's also one of the worst because it is so oversaturated. Like you can find 50 rappers doing the exact same song real easy,
Yeah.
which I'm not necessarily saying is a bad thing. It's just like it's so oversaturated that it feels like everything's been done to a certain extent. But you got your top tier. I mean, we're seeing the best rap music that's ever been made right now, especially from a lyrical standpoint. Like Kendrick, J. Cole, Key Glock. Like we're seeing like the peak of a lot of shit, and it's really I think music is in a good place. I just think that the powers that be sometimes make it where it's harder for stuff to break through that everybody might like.
So let me ask you this: what makes you different? What makes you stand out from a lot of these up and coming artists in the city?
The main thing that makes me different is I do pride myself on being a lyricist, and like not to say, and there's different levels of being a lyricist, but my music, my albums, by the time I'm done with my career, are all going to be able to connect to tell a linear story.
I listen to some of your older music, and I can definitely see like the difference. I can see like the evolvement.
Oh
I,
yeah, from that first album
yeah,
last year. Yeah, I'm amazed at how big of a step I took
yeah.
because I knew I was ill, but like I did not really expect to get to this level this quickly.
Tell me a little bit about their record, Betty Bop.
Betty Bop, okay. All right, I wrote that record out of spite, bro. Like
Yeah,
honestly, because like we did this, we do an event called the Rap Offs. Now it's gonna be the Rap Offs League. You can catch me on that podcast on every Wednesday.
yeah.
I ain't tripping on tonight, but anyways, this was at Rap Off 7, which we did last year, which never ended up airing, unfortunately. And I made it all the way to the second round.
Mm.
And this is stiff competition whenever you're in there. Like, and I'm going against, I'm different, so it's always like, harder for me to get noticed in there.
Mm.
I made it all the way to the second round, and I made a mistake when I was doing my second, during the second round, which would have put me in the final four,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost. And
What was the mistake?
well, I got anxiety real bad, like especially performance anxiety. So
Okay.
you can all imagine how that is trying to be a rapper. But
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna let it hold me back though. But like uh, I was in the middle of my second verse on Lights Out. I don't know if you heard that one off the first album or not. But I was in the middle of that and I was killing it, and I knew I was killing it. And I made eye contact. It was actually with it's a funny story. It was actually with Tom Ski Mask. I made eye contact with him, and like I don't know, I glitched or something, and
Mm-hmm.
I ended up like spitting like a little bit, like noticeably. I saw the spit leave my mouth type shit. I'm like I was
Oh
like
my
oh,
God.
I was like oh, but like I didn't even miss that big of a step,
Mm-hmm.
but like it was enough to take me out. So when I got home that night, I was like, man, they only want generic music. They only want this. They only want that.
Yeah.
So I sat down. I fucking found a beat. And it's crazy because I use this producer all the time now, and
Yeah.
the name of the beat was Betty, and I was like Betty Boop, Betty Boop, Betty Boop, and I was like Betty Bop,
Yeah.
and I just wrote that hook right there on the spot.
Okay. All right. Talk about Hard to Breathe, man. Tell us about that record.
Ah, man, that record fell out the sky,
Are you
bro.
are you because that's a little more of a like a melody, like a soft, like a more of a melody singing type of
Yeah,
you know.
it's like I got heavily inspired by Juice World
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
I was in the about to start rapping again type moment period in my life,
Hmm.
and I got super inspired by Juice World and just the flows and how good of a rapper he still was, and it inspired me. But that verse, man, bro, I freestyled that verse. I don't even know how that came out of me.
Wow.
And then shouts out to JR. That's also my main engineer.
Hmm.
He don't really do features like that. He's kind of like low key one of the like he. No, let me stand on his name. All right, no, my guy JR is the best unsigned engineer in Memphis. Like
Okay then. All right. For
he
sure. All right.
he done been around a lot of these artists who blew up like low key. He's in the background, but he did a song with me because I didn't know him for forever.
Hmm.
And he hit me up. He's like, pull up. I'm on artist mode tonight, and it was it was crazy watching him work. So he did you can tell which parts he did and what I did. I wish I was able to like, shake off the nervousness and calm down.
Hmm.
Like when people would always be like, bro, just calm down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, bro, I can't. Like I physically cannot calm down. Like I'm not scared of nothing. Like I'm not. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
I like
When it comes to what recording or shows.
mostly shows, but I mean, it can be like with just like if I walk into a mall, man, and there's a lot of people,
Yeah,
and I think a little bit of it is PTSD,
yeah.
but I've been like that as long as I can remember. Like even when I was in school, it wasn't I didn't care what people thought about me or anything.
Mm.
But it's just crowds of people, and then like I don't know,
Mm.
it's got to be like just
So
severe
what
social.
about when you start performing? Does it wear off once you like as soon as you start rapping? Do it kind of go away, or is it that initial like walk on stage?
It's
Nervous?
everything, really, man. Like, and I've had
Even
some.
through your whole performance, you feel you still feel it.
Somewhat, and it varies. Some performances are really good. Some performances are really bad. It depends on how much, not bad, but like my performances are very unique. I will definitely put that
Mm.
out there.
What's one thing you feel like you can improve in as an artist to take go to the next level? Besides,
Besides the shows,
yeah, besides the shows.
something that I can improve on as an artist is I uh I need to get better at telling people when people tell me no, you need to do it like this, especially my engineer, because I know talented engineers, they're like, no, you should do it like this, you should say it like that instead. I need to get better at listening to that, and then I'm not only listening to that but learning from that experience and applying it when I make new music.
Give me one thing about the rap game that you love and one thing about it that you hate.
What I love about the rap game, bro, especially with the group of artists I'm locked in with, almost all of them.
Hmm.
Big Hunter, Trippy, shouts out Jet Li, shouts out
Hmm.
Rockstar Rose, shouts out uh Dixie Tricks, the homie out in Alabama, shouts out. Man, everybody. It would take me too long to name.
Yeah,
This is a great group of people, bro. Like,
yeah.
and then it's the connection and the networking, and like I can tell that it's gonna be friendships with people. And that's what I really love about this shit, and that everybody supports each other. And we're in Memphis, man. Everybody knows the history of Memphis.
Hmm.
It really does feel like we are like breaking, like it's almost like I don't want to call it a generational curse. I don't know if that would be the word, or maybe it would be, but it feels like this might be the group of people that can like change that shit.
Hmm.
One thing I hate, the politics.
Mm.
I don't like the politics. And I get it, and I'm good at doing it. I'm damn good at being at moving like that, but I don't like to be because I don't like to feel disingenuous. I don't like to look if I don't want to. I'm another person. Like if there's an artist, because like I've done some small podcasts and stuff, been like a co-host, and
Hmm.
if there's an artist, I want to be able to tell them straight up because out of respect that hey, no, I don't think that you should pursue this professionally anymore for X, Y, and Z. And people be like, no, you can't say that, you can't do that, you can't. I'm like, but I mean, if they need to hear it, then they need to hear it, and you can't kind of like tiptoe around those types of things. You have to tell them point blank.
Exactly.
So the politics it's part of it, but I hate that I hate how much violence ends up happening behind it, man, because this is music, and music and street shit, they do intertwine a lot, but we gotta learn, bro. Like, dude, man, getting a gun and like taking somebody's life is the biggest thing you can do to yourself and to that person. And like
Exactly.
everybody, we ain't God, you know. Like that's up to God. Like if they did you wrong, they did your people wrong. God's gonna get them, you know.
Yeah.
Man, shouts out to my team one more time, man. Cody Crazy, Lauren Badass, Nova, Clicksta, and who am I forgetting, bro? Cody, Nova, Lauren, Clicksta. There's 5 of us, I know for sure.
Are you 5?
I'm Oh God, I'm 5.
Yeah.
Oh no, all right. We also got Daisy Dawn and No Filter in there now too.
Okay.
Those are our new signees. But anyways, Cody gonna get on my ass about that later. But anyways, shouts out to them. That's my team, bro. And like we've been locked in with each other for so long
Mm-hmm.
at this point that like it's like we've been through some. I like we've gotten so close before and watched it all crash. You know. And to still be locked in with the same people and we still are just like still pushing, it means a lot to me, man. That they motivate me. I feel like I motivate them too because everybody has life and they go through things.
Well, it was good meeting you, man. I looked forward to your music, man. Just keep grinding.
Oh yeah.
Well, shout out your social media, man. Let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at That's Kenny96. You can find me on TikTok at just That's Kenny. You can find me on Facebook at Kenny Reinard, and the last name's Reinard. And on YouTube, on all platforms, I'm just That's Kenny. Capital T Hats, no space, capital Kenny. That's Kenny.
For sure, man. I appreciate you coming up and talking to me, man.
For sure. It's been a pleasure being here, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.